In this video, I'm going to teach you all about charts in Canva. So I have made this chart from a table I previously made. So it's this table specifically. So I just selected both of these columns and then just created a chart using magic charts. So I explained more in detail on how to make a chart from a table in Canva, but this video is gonna focus more on how to use charts in Canva. So go ahead and click on the chart. The first thing to know about charts, or the easiest thing, is the line weight. So as you can see, I have a line chart right now. So maybe you want to adjust the weight of this line. Just click on this line weight, and its default is 4.5. If you increase it, as you can see, the line gets thicker, and if you put it at 0, it looks like a scatter plot now. I'm gonna keep it at 4.5, which it's usually been. So let's put it at 4.5, and that's how you can change the line weight. And another thing you can change is the markers, which are these little dots that are the main coordinates that form this table. So click on marker, and then over here you can change the marker size, which is 10 by default. And if you increase it, as you can see, you'll see the markers begin to increase, and now you can see them more easily where the actual data points are located. And you can also change the shape of these markers by clicking on one of these shapes at the top of the marker size. So you can make it square, a little rotated square, or diamond shaped triangle, and a star. And when you hover over it, you'll see this shape expand. And yeah, as you can see, when we hover over the line, you probably already know this, but we will see the details about this data point or coordinate in our chart. I'm going to return this to 10, and I'm gonna make this back to a circle. So let's jump now go into smoothing. So smoothing in Canva or charts helps you make your lines smoother, but unfortunately, due to the lack of data in this chart, because it only contains 4 coordinates only, which is very, very low coordinates, I can't really use the smoothing feature. As you can see, when I click it, nothing happens. It probably tries to smooth it, but nothing really occurs. So it's already the smoothest it can be. But what smoothing basically does is, if you have like jagged lines in your chart, and then you can click smoothing, and it will smooth out those lines and make your chart look more aesthetic or better to look at. So yeah, that's what smoothing is for. And so let's go to padding now. So what padding does is it just increases the space in your chart, so you can give it more space. As you can see, when you increase, it just gives it a little more space for these numbers and data to be there. So you can do that if you want. The minimum you can do is 0, which is what the fitting size is for these texts. I'm gonna keep it at 50 because it looks nice. And that's about it for these 4 features that you can edit with charts. Now let's jump into how to actually edit the chart inside the chart. So edit the inner data. So the first thing you're going to be on is the data tab. So let's go on that. And then you'll see over here source. This basically tells you where you got this chart from. So when you click on this whatever you have here, you can click on the 3 dots, and then you can also edit data source. It'll just open up this design panel, and it will let you edit what you want to select from your table that you made this chart from. So you can just maybe select different X and Y columns, or you have another table, maybe you want to select that. But I'm going to just keep it at this, and then I'll click done. And yeah, so you can also click on this, which does the same thing. The other buttons, like open linked source, this basically opens the design where this table is located. If I click on this myself, it will just take me to the same design and it will just put me on this page, which is not necessary. So that's what that button does. Let's go back here. And then if you click disconnect from source, this basically disconnects this chart from the table. So now it no longer communicates with the table and you can't edit, you can't have this source anymore. You'll actually have an embedded grid of data that you can edit from. I'm not going to talk about this in this video. I'm going to show you everything else except that one. So now let's go into the chart setup. So this is what your labels are showing. So this is the X and this is the Y, as you can see. So the X is the month. You can click on the drop down and you'll see all the things that you can include for the X. If you put sales, then it'll show sales and it'll be the exact same thing. But let's keep it a month here. And for the Y values, this is the actual values of the chart, and this actually matters. If you have something like months over here, this if you change this to months, then this wouldn't work. It will just say data, no data to display, as you can see, because months isn't really a value. It's just text, and Canva can't interpret that as actual values. So yeah, make sure to have actual number values or anything Canva can interpret for the y-axis. So I'll keep that at sales. So let's click off now, and that's basically the chart setup. So now let's jump into customize. In the customize tab, you can change the look of your chart, maybe add titles, axes labels, and everything else. So as you can see, the axis labels are turned on. If you turn them off, then all the numbers will go away, as you can see. I'm going to keep this on. And if you turn on the legend, it'll just show you what the blue line over here means. So it'll show you a blue circle with the name of the axis, which is sales over here. And yeah, that's it for the legend. If you have more Y values and maybe you're using a different chart, it will show you different legends with different colors. So I'm going to just turn off the legend from now. And under these options, you can edit the title. You can add a title for the chart. So to do that, just type in anything you need in this text box. So maybe sales per month. That's a suited title for this, and the subtitle is going to appear right under the title with a smaller font. This is just if you want to include any details about this title. So maybe I don't know, up to April. I'm gonna keep these two. Actually, I'm gonna just keep the title. I'm gonna remove the subtitle. So you can also add a source for where this chart came from, because maybe you got this from somewhere else, or maybe you got the data of this chart from somewhere else. So you can add the source text here. I'm going to show you an example real quick. So I'm going to just type source here, and then this is where you will link the source. So let's say you will link it to this is just an example. I'm going to just put YouTube. And when you click, as you can see now, this is underlined and it will take us to YouTube if we click on it. But I'm going to remove this because we don't have any source for this. And then now is the time for x-axis and y-axis settings. So for the x-axis, you can add a label for the x-axis. So to add a label, just click on the drop down and you'll see the x-axis title or label, and then you can add it. So I'm going to add months for this one. This is very useful to communicate what your chart's axes are about. I'm going to add one for the y-axis as well. So let's click on the y-axis drop down, and I'm going to add sales with a $sign. So like this. And as you can see, the y-axis has more settings than the x-axis. The x-axis only has the title, but the y-axis has some minimum, maximum, and increment settings. So what the minimum and maximum mean is where the chart ends and where it starts. Where it starts, I mean, and where it ends. So this is, as you can see, this chart, like in its current state, the data is pretty hard to read because the line is just floating in the middle, and it's pretty it's not very scaled up, as you can see. So to scale your table up, these are perfect properties to do that. So let's make the minimum be 1000, because it looks like this starting point starts around 1000. So let's type in 1000 here, and then click away or click enter. And now, as you can see, the table or chart changes accordingly. And now 1000 mark is at the very bottom, so it's the minimum. And if you want the maximum to change, then you can change it as well. But I think the maximum is already put to the best spot here because it ends at 1600. But it seems like we can put this at 1200 to make it a perfect scale. So I'm going to change the minimum to 1200. And as you can see, this is the starting point and this is the ending point, and that's a perfectly scaled chart. I'm just going to go back to the edit here. I'm going to make this 1150 just so we can see this coordinate. And that's it for the minimum and maximum. They're very useful to help scale your chart. And now I'm going to talk about increments. So what increments does is it increases the number of increases that this y-axis goes by. So if you increase this, let's say if you increase it, just keep increasing, and we'll see that these are being incremented by less and less. So it will be more and more numbers that are showing on the y-axis. And that's if you want to have a lot of detail in your chart, you can use the increments. Otherwise, if you want to reset the increment and make it back to normal, you can just click on the reset button over here, and it will bring it back to normal. And that's it for the increments and all the y-axis settings. So let's jump into the settings here. This contains a little bit of Canva Pro features, but on the bottom here we have two switches, grid lines and tooltips. So if you switch off grid lines, you'll see yourself that all the grid lines over here are gone, and now we can't really tell if the 1600 hits this exact point. So I don't recommend turning this off, except if you're not making this table to look at data. But yeah, so tooltips is if you turn this off, then it will turn off these tooltips that appear when you hover over one of these data points. So let's try it out. If we turn this off, as you can see, it's not an interactive chart anymore. And that's what the tooltips switch does. And yeah, that's about it for the customize section. And now I'm going to go over this little drop down. This is where you can actually change the type of chart. So you can change it from a line chart to a donut chart. And as you can see, different charts have different settings in them, but it usually is mostly the same with the settings and everything else. As you can see, we can format values as percentages or numbers here. I'm going to choose numbers, and you can see the changes happen. And everything else is the same for a donut chart. Even the pie chart is the same here. For a bar chart, they'll have these data labels. You can put these data labels which show the actual value of this bar, where it reaches up to. And you can also make it outside, inside, center, base. All these customization options are very easy to read and understand. And yeah, that's the bar chart, and there's many other charts that you can use here. And yeah, that's about it for introduction to charts in Canva. And if you want to scale your chart, because maybe it looks too squished right now, you can just click on these, click on your chart, and then you'll see these scales. Just use them to scale. You can also hold Alt to scale from both sides. And yeah, that's about it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.